Hey everyone, so I posted on Facebook a while ago that I had quite the lengthy discussion with my OB today about the future plans for the rest of this pregnancy, and it was quite an interesting talk. I asked if you wanted to hear the info now, or would you rather wait till my 38-week update, which comes next Monday, if I make it that far. And a lot of you said that you wanted it now. Alright, so before I get into this, I just want to say that if you have an opinion about this, or just want to be negative because you don't agree with the decisions that were made today, that's okay. You don't have to agree, but please don't waste your time typing out a negative comment because I don't really care what anybody else's opinion is. The only opinion that I care about is the one of my very trusted medical doctor. So I will just, respect her decision and her opinions, and that's the only one that I need. Alright, so I will start off by saying I had my sweep done today. Oh my lord, I don't ever remember it being that painful with Ellie. She did it when I was in labor with her, and I knew that it hurt, but I guess the memory of it being that painful, I just couldn't remember or whatever. I don't know, but when she did it today, I literally screamed. I had my hand over my mouth because I knew what was coming, and I knew previously that it was painful, but I was not expecting it to be like this. So she did it, when she did the sweep, she did 10 flips of her finger. So 1, 2, 3, like that. And I told her, make it worth it, give it all you got, let's do this, make it worth it, because I don't want to be in pain for nothing. So my husband's holding my hand, I'm holding my hand over my mouth, and she's doing it, and I'm laying there with my legs open on the table, and she got to 2, and I'm like, nope, this shit hurts. So I try to close my legs, and obviously I can't because she's there. So she takes her other hand, her free hand, and pries my leg open to get it done, and I'm at this point crawling up the bed. It hurt so bad. But she did say that when she checked my cervix, it wasn't as tight. It's still, the dilation and stuff hasn't changed, but it wasn't as tight. So, hopefully the sweep gives my cervix more of effacement, and a centimeter or 2 of dilation would be great. I go back to her next week. I think I might have it done twice that week. We're going to see, evaluate what it is next Tuesday, and go from there. Alright, so the discussion came up about my thoughts on where my comfort level was at picking a date where I'm no longer comfortable with carrying on with pregnancy. And I don't mean comfort-wise as in, oh, my back hurts, things like that. I mean how do I explain that? Where I'm a VBAC, I don't know how to explain that in terms that people who aren't dealing with VBAC pregnancies would understand. If you are, then you probably know what I mean. She asked me if I wanted to pick a date to have a repeat C-section or discuss a possible induction. So I've had it in my head that my date was 41 weeks. For a number of different reasons, I am not comfortable going past 41 weeks. There's a lot of evidence-based, and you hear me talk a lot about evidence-based because I strongly believe in medical studies that are evidence-based. So there is a lot of evidence-based information that does suggest that the most successful VBACs take place between week 39 and week 40. And when you go over that, I mean, by all means, there have been successful VBACs at 41 weeks, but your chances start to diminish at the end of 41 weeks, or at the end of 40 weeks, and certain new risk factors come in. Like, because your uterus is so stretched out, you run the risk of uterine rupture. That goes up a little bit higher, not too much. The risk of the placenta failing, which is common in every single pregnancy, although mine's a little bit elevated because of my BMI. And you, for some reason or another, the risk of a C-section goes up at 41 weeks. So there's that. So I was comfortable waiting till the end of 40 weeks, so 40 weeks and 6 days, and then figure something out for 41 weeks. Everybody was cool with that, and I was absolutely not willing to just book a repeat C-section just to have it on the books. We were talking about doing a very gentle induction with no medication and something that I could back out of about 12 hours into it if I wanted to, if I didn't feel comfortable, or if nothing was happening, which I didn't get to do with Ellie. I guess I could have, but I just kept chugging along hoping something would change, but it never did. So I have a lot of indigestion tonight, so I apologize. Anyway, the thing is, with my induction, if I need one, if I decide to go ahead and do one, I don't want it done by anyone other than this OB because of how connected I feel to her, how safe I feel with her, and because we're dealing with the fact of uterine rupture, possible life-saving surgery for me, things of that nature, I feel safe with her, and I think it's very important that I do. The method of delivery at this point doesn't really matter, but the safety aspect of everything matters to me. So, if that was going to be a requirement or something that we decided, my cutoff was, I will do what you think I should do, but I only want it done with you. And she was okay with that. But the problem being is that she is on call on the day of the 29th. So the 29th is a Monday. Yeah. Not next Monday, but the next Monday after. So 2 weeks. I think. About 2 weeks. Sorry, pregnancy brain. So she's on call that day, and she's only on call that one day, and then she's off until July the 13th. So having my induction or C-section or whatever at 40 weeks and 6 days is not possible with her because she's not there. And it's not something that I'm comfortable doing, even waiting that long. I don't even think my body would hold it that long. So, what we decided to try was a Foley bulb induction, and that is when they place a balloon catheter into your cervix and blow it up to a certain centimeter dilation, which is usually about 3 to 4 centimeters. Once your cervix reaches that stage, it will fall out. It takes about 12 hours to do so. Then at the end of that, if I'm not contracting on my own, I have the option to go home and wait a couple days and see what's up, or I can continue on with my induction, have her break my water, see if there's any changes in 2 to 4 hours, and then start Pitocin. I don't want Pitocin whatsoever. I just don't. I don't know how I feel about it still. I have some thinking to do. I don't know if I'm 100% committed to this plan. I do know I'm 100% committed to having her look after me. Now, that being said, if I were to go into labor tonight, she's not on call that I know of for a night shift. So I get whoever I get when I go to the hospital. Now, that could be somebody that I'm highly uncomfortable with, but those are the chances that I have to take. The last thing I want is to get into a position where something goes catastrophically wrong And that one doctor that I talked about before is working, and I don't feel safe with her. I don't feel comfortable with her. I just don't in any way, shape, or form. So, and there's a few doctors that I have a good relationship with, but for the most part, I feel really safe with my OB, and I think that's the number one thing because of how emotional I've been lately about this whole process. I really worry that something horrible is going to happen, and then I'm going to leave Ellie and this baby without a mother, and Matthew without a wife. And I think that's normal to feel that way, especially if you're looking into surgery or if something bad could happen or something like that. So I think I'm okay with the idea of the Foley bulb, but I have to make up my mind where I stand when that Foley bulb comes out. The other thing I'm not so happy with is I'm going in the night of the 28th, so 8 o'clock at night, and like I said, it stays in for 12 hours. So she's on call at 8 o'clock the next morning on the 29th. But the doctor working on the 28th is one that I'm not really all that comfortable with, and, you know, it's not the worst case scenario, but it's not the best case either. So I have to evaluate the situation on, like, what if I start to dilate right away and, like, things start happening and then my doctor can't deliver, or if I need surgery and this doctor has to deliver. This is not an ideal situation, but I just have to evaluate things and play different scenarios in my head. But this is what's happening. This is what the plan is so far. If you have experience with a gentle VBAC induction or even a Foley bulb induction, if it's not VBAC related, please feel free to leave me your experiences, whether good or bad, because I really need to evaluate the situation and think things through before I do anything. But please know that if you are going to be opinionated and negative and just like have shit to talk about that, I don't want to hear it, and please just don't waste your time, because I'll end up just deleting the comment and blocking you, and you will have wasted about a few minutes of your life. So I just want to say that. Alright, so if I go into labor, then I will talk to you. If not, then I will talk to you next Monday. Alright, bye guys.